Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going on. I am your host Cam Silver,
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to another episode of the Silver Boys Podcast.
Hey,
Man, Kyle, uh,
talk to me.
we are finally coming up on the end of the regular season in college basketball.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
that's looking good. The playoff picture race or
hmm
whatever you want to call it for the NBA is starting to look really good, especially on that west side.
hmm
So a lot of moving parts going on over there, and a lot of things going on involving free agency, guys getting traded.
In the NFL, yeah.
If
Yep.
the
Yep.
NFL with the draft coming up and with the new year for the league will start next week. So
hmm
things to break down. But let's start off with what's going on in the NFL.
Okay.
So, Saturday, to all of our surprises, Saturday late evening, Commanders trade for Deebo Samuel in exchange for a fifth round draft pick. The trade will not go through obviously till Wednesday because that is when the new year starts for the league.
Mm.
But Washington will take on the remainder of Debo's contract, paying him in full his 17.5 million salary for the 2025 season.
Yo, what a shell shock this was. I felt like when I seen this, um, I couldn't believe it. I knew that, they were gonna move Debo. There was a lot of rumors and talks about it, but we were asking the question like, where could he possibly go? I know you said you brought up the Steelers and whatnot, but for him to go to Washington, dude, is 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 just crazy to see because of what Washington just did this past year. Um, and who Jaden Daniels is and the electrifying playmaker that he is, how he could throw the ball, how he can run it. And then now you just had a whole new weapon. Um and I'm just excited to see what Debo could do for Washington.
Yeah.
A lot of new packages I'm sure will be, implemented. Um and it's just another, like I said, just another weapon for Jaden Daniels to throw that ball, downfield to, hand it off to, because Debo is just a utility guy at the end of the day. So I'm happy for him because it kind of seemed like San Francisco has like really been up and down a little bit lately. Can't really finish it at the end, over the past like 5, 6 years. So I'm happy he's going to another team where he feel like he can win. And I think I think the Commanders are very capable of winning, genuinely. And they're stacking up against Philly at this point now.
Yeah, I love this addition. People
hmm
keep trying to sit there, 49ers fans and others are trying to sit there and nitpick and be like, well, he can't get separation no more and this, that, and the third. From the way that I see it, basically he didn't really get much separation because he ended up becoming a focal point.
Yes, yes.
He's not really the guy, he's not really that receiver that needs to be the focal point. You
hmm
have now, like when he had Brandon Ayuk, he was able to get separation because Brandon Ayuk caused so much attraction with him.
Yes, and even when C-Mac was healthy as well too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And along with like George Kittle.
Yep, yep.
So now he's going somewhere where he has a Terry McLaurin, he has a Zach Ertz, and he has other good receivers around him, plus some good running backs as well. So then
hmm
now you could basically like plug them in, have them in the slot. You could line them up in the backfield. You could line them up on the outside of the numbers as well. So there's a lot of places that you could put him, and plus he's just one of those guys where you could literally throw him the ball at the line of scrimmage and he's going to mess around and find a way to get you 25 yards after that.
Easily too, I feel
Which,
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
which will
Yeah.
open up a whole nother dimension for this Washington offense, which will be scary because they were already basically unlocking dimensions as the season was going on.
hmm
So I really like this pickup. Very interested to see how else they will fill out the rest of this roster. I know also on the defensive side they got Bobby Wagner coming back too. But
hmm
yeah, no, get the Commanders getting Deebo Samuel is a big pickup and probably and it might I think it will be a sneaky one too. Coming
Yes,
up.
yes. For especially for a fifth rounder too, they
Yeah,
essentially gave up nothing for him, which is
exactly.
which is and you get such a great, utility person, a great wide receiver, because he is a great wide receiver. And like I said, he could run out the backfield, and you gave up nothing to get him. That's a steal. That's an absolute steal.
Exactly.
You know?
And then plus on top of that, the only I think the biggest thing was the fact that yes, they exchanged for the fifth round pick, but the Commanders were basically like, oh, like we'll make this trade and we'll just easily take on that salary cap because
Mhm.
we have, our salary cap is actually pretty good. So they're taking on his full salary, and then in hopes of that, they will be able to maybe get some more other players coming in too.
And
So
they can only do that right now because Jaden Daniels is still on that rookie contract too. That's
exactly,
that's that's the biggest
that's
reason
the
why they
biggest
were able
thing.
to go out and get Deebo.
That's the biggest
Mhm.
thing. Yeah. So as long as they keep capitalizing on that with Jaden being on his rookie contract, yeah, no, they should be able to still continue to make some noise.
Yes, absolutely will be in contention this year. Absolutely.
Moving on, the Bengals placed $26.2 million franchise tag on wide receiver T. Higgins. That's going to be very interesting. This is his second year in a row, I believe, being franchise tagged,
Mhm.
and he could either be franchise tagged to stay, or this could be a franchise tag for him to be traded somewhere else. So
Yeah.
we have no idea what in the world is actually really going to be going on in Cincinnati.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here. I was baffled a little bit, to have him, placed on that franchise tag, but I could see it because aren't they still kind of reworking Jamar Chase's contract? Like they're still in negotiations for that. So I
Right.
could see placing that franchise tag on him, then maybe actually get Jamar Chase the money that he wants, set that money aside. But I mean, I know T. Higgins probably ain't happy about it. 2 years on the franchise tag. I don't think any player would be happy with that. We've seen how that's happened before, and in the league. So since he needs to figure it out, because we saw last year how kind of terrible they were.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if they're gonna make the most out of this franchise tag, or if they're just gonna keep him for the year and then just get rid of him. Like it's a lot of moving things that could happen in Cincinnati.
Yeah, yeah. And the crazy part is they're gonna be losing Sam Hubbard because he will be retiring, who's one of
Mhm.
the defensive ends. And then Trey Hendrickson literally just got the okay from the team to seek a trade. So
Mhm.
it's very, very interesting to see how this is going to go because your defense is literally being stripped of everything. And
Yeah.
on offense, all you really have is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase
Yeah.
with unhappy T. Higgins and a very, very questionable O-line.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to say in this. It doesn't seem like, to me, it doesn't really seem like since he is in the market to make moves right now, or like they're not even trying to,
Hmm.
better the team at this point right now.
Right.
Because, we see the moves that Washington has made and things like that, signing Bobby Wagner back, getting, Deebo, whatnot. So, and even potentially getting, um, damn, what's his name? Oh my goodness. From Cleveland.
Oh,
My Miles Garrett.
yeah.
Yes. So, like I said, you just see a difference between two certain teams that has an organizational culture and wants to get things done versus a team that's in disarray and an organization that's in disarray. So
Right.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
very, very interested to see what Cincinnati will end up pivoting to because they have, they have the lead guys. It's just now making sure that you have the guys around them that can, move along with them. But like I said, we will see. I think, things coming up with the draft. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens over there.
definitely.
The Eagles released Darius Slay. They will save 4.3 mil against the cap, and they also released James Bradbury, saving 2.1
Mm.
mil against the cap by releasing both of those guys. They helped out a lot, but you could tell that they're moving forward with Quinyon Mitchell and what's my boy name?
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah.
They're
So
moving along with, I feel like that whole defense was relatively young besides Slay.
yeah,
Um, and Bradbury. So and then the young guys came and they showed up and they showed out. So
hmm
why not take full advantage of that? Yeah, so yeah, I'm not. It's a. I wasn't surprised by that. You could see Slay getting a little older. Just didn't
yeah.
have the same coverage opportunity that he used to have. So I'm not mad at Philly for doing that at all. I'm really not because they have the pieces.
Had the pieces
They
that
still have the pieces to bring another guy up. And
exactly.
that's about being ready and the next guy up and the next guy believing that, all right, brother, like let's go. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, they did it perfectly, honestly. Like I
Mhm.
said, I think like we've said this, after they won the Super Bowl. Like if you want to look at what to do right, look at what the Eagles are doing. They didn't draft by who was available. No, they drafted by need of position, and
Yeah.
that's the reason why they were so comfortable on being able to get rid of James Bradbury and getting rid of Darius Slay because they know they have
Mhm.
two young guys that are coming out right behind them that are really, really good.
Yeah. Very, very good. Very, very good. Yes. Yes.
Keeping it with the Eagles, they give Saquon Barkley a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Also, Zach Baun re-signs with the Eagles to a 3-year, $51 million contract, including $34 million guaranteed at signing and an additional 1.5 million in incentives and escalators, basically meaning, as he keeps going, as he keeps doing his thing, as he keeps like racking up stats and things of that nature, he'll get more
Hmm.
money. But this makes him one of the highest paid linebackers in the league.
Which is well deserved. And my man had 93 solo tackles in 16 games played,
Yeah,
50 assisted tackles, like for a total of 151 tackles in a season. That's disgusting.
he
That's
was everywhere,
disgusting. That's
everywhere.
like that's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what you do with those type of stats, brother. You can't get past the boy.
You literally max what their what Vic Fangio, yes, Vic Fangio, what Vic
Mhm.
Fangio had did with him and basically maximizing him as a linebacker, maximizing his
Yes.
talent, maximizing his coverage.
Hmm.
That's everything right there, and it's the reason why he got that big payday right there.
And then Saquon Barkley, highest paid running back. He I feel like he brought the running back position back to top standard now,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
of what he did. And Philly probably ain't going nowhere and actually winning if they
Hmm.
don't have Saquon. And they
Yeah.
didn't even use Saquon like that in the Super Bowl
In the
either.
actual
And they
game,
didn't even use him like that. They didn't even use him like that.
he
He
was a
couldn't even do
decoy.
nothing.
He was basically a decoy because they were so worried about the run, they forgot
Hmm.
that yes, Jalen Hurts actually has an arm and he can pass too.
So how do you even, as a team going up against them, you can't, you have to focus on all points now. You
Yeah.
can't just focus on one anymore.
Mm-mm.
It showed you that they can beat you multiple ways. So props to Saquon. I'm happy for him. Well deserved.
Yes.
Um, I'm a little hurt, but I'm still happy for him. Now we
Yes.
won't get into that. I'm gonna save myself the tears, Cam.
It's all right. It's all right. We in the off season now, so it's okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Raiders signed defensive end Max Crosby to a 3-year, 106 and a half million extension that includes 91 and a half guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
Damn. Damn. Oh
Yeah.
my. Well deserved for Max Crosby too. I am a little shocked that he went back to
To, to Vegas,
to
right?
Las Vegas. Yes,
Yeah.
I am a little shocked. I am a
Yeah.
little shocked. I thought he
He's
might have would have went somewhere where they have more of an opportunity to win, like you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, same. I would have thought that he would have went somewhere else too, but they must be on the right track, having now they have Brady in the front office,
Hmm.
Pete Carroll, and you kind of have you got a couple of studs on the offensive end, especially where
Hmm.
Brock Bowers leading the way, and
Yes.
the biggest thing for them is obviously to revamp the old line, get the quarterback situation in check, and then on defense, just build around Max and make sure Max is good before. One day he wakes up and he's like Miles Garrett, and he's like, okay, I'm not doing
Exactly. Exactly. That's what you don't want to happen. Yes.
it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
some other big news before we move on. Seahawks are releasing Tyler Lockett, but also as they announced that they're releasing Tyler Lockett, DK said, "I'm out of here. I don't want to be here no
DK
more."
want to go too. That's crazy, man.
Wow.
Like I can't believe that. I really can't believe that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's some question marks in Seattle right now, brother. There
Mhm.
were a lot of question marks.
I could
Give
tell.
Tyler Lockett, like that's crazy to
I
me.
could I could tell Lockett was on his way out because Lockett just they weren't giving the ball to Lockett like at all
Yeah,
for the most part of
yeah.
this season, which was very weird because Lockett is like one of the best deep threats in the league still.
Hmm.
But yeah, you could I guess kind of see it coming because Seattle was very, very up and down the whole season.
Very,
Like
very.
they'd have a good game, they have great games where you're like, okay, like if they stay at this stature, they might do something. Then after that, they just have games where it's like you guys just
Who is
literally
this?
did not even show up today. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So like I said, Lockett being released, not surprised, but DK though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where now the heads turn and we're all, and everyone's like, what's really going on over there in Seattle, like you just said. So,
A lot of question marks, man. You don't let your star player just, leave like that without, some bad things happening in the front office or just
or
in
just,
everywhere, the whole
yeah, yeah,
organization, you
yeah.
know. So Seahawks, they need to figure it out and they need to figure it out quick.
And the Jaguars are basically blowing up their roster. They released
Yeah,
Christian
Jaguars
Kirk.
done.
Yeah, they released Christian Kirk, released Evan Ingram to save money on a cap, and they traded Christian, and they actually, instead of releasing Christian Kirk, they actually traded him to the Texans for a
Mhm.
2026 7th round pick, which is a pretty good pickup for the Texans actually, especially with, the circumstances going on with Tank Dell and
Yes.
his injury, him blowing out his knee late in the season. So
Good insurance policy to have
yeah,
Christian Kirk. Yes. Yeah.
basically, and Christian Kirk is really good too, so
hmm
I like him a
hmm
lot. But yeah, there have been other things that have been going on, like the Cowboys restructured CD Lamb's deal to create more salary cap.
For what?
Yeah, exactly. That's
For what? For what? Y'all ain't gonna
are you
do
gonna
nothing.
use it? Are you
No, no, no,
probably
no.
no, actually they're gonna use it on Michael Parsons, and that's
You absolutely right, yo. They taking CD's money to go pay this brother right here, Micah. Damn, it's a cold world we live in, brother.
man,
It's a
man,
cold world.
man.
One franchise, however many billions of dollars, and you still can't play your players.
Shaking my head. The Jets
That's
released
damn right, shaking my head.
the Jets released Devontae Adams, saving 29.9 in salary cap space, so that's huge
That's
right there.
crazy.
Yeah. They also give Alan Lazard the okay to go on ahead and seek a trade as well. So
They
that
blowing up their team as well too.
yeah. I mean they have to at this point,
Yeah,
right?
we already told Aaron Rodgers that they were gonna go another way.
Yeah,
So yeah, and then you get rid of his boy too.
yeah. Makes sense, right?
It makes sense. I'm not mad at that. It makes sense.
And then the Chargers released Joey Bosa,
Yeah.
and they will be saving 25.36 mil against the cap.
I think that was probably that alone was probably the biggest reason as to why they got rid of him. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like Joey Bosa is not a bad player by any stretch of the means, like at all. But
Mm-mm.
it's a business and you need that money.
Yeah, and then plus, the Chargers when Harbaugh and his people came in this past season, their salary cap was just horrible. So
Yeah. Yeah.
releasing Joey was probably gonna be numero uno. Plus, sometimes Joey he'll be injured.
He'd be bro inconsistent in the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that I don't blame him for that one. That's pretty good right there on the Chargers.
He'll land back on his feet though. I just hope he can stay healthy.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing
that's
for
the
Joey
biggest thing
Bosa
right
right
there.
now.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah. So. A lot of guys moving around, man. Another one before we get up out of here on the NFL side, 49ers will release Javon Hargrave on the first day of the league next week, excuse me. So, yeah, he will be looking for another home as well. So,
Interesting.
so
Interesting.
some pretty good defensive guys out there that teams want them. Go get them.
Yes, yes. So a couple like relatively a lot of like defensive players I feel like are looking for new homes now this
Mhm.
right now in the off season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very very interested to see what goes on there. Um, Moving on real quick, we'll go to the NFL. Then after that, we'll wrap up with college basketball. Going to the NBA, Kyrie Irving sadly tears his ACL. Kyrie it was currently the only player in the NBA averaging at least 20 points, 40% on three-point shooting, 90% from the free throw lines. The fifth season in his career with those stats, second most all time to Steph Curry. Losing Kyrie could more than likely make the Mavericks shut down AD for the rest of the season as well as
I wouldn't see why you wouldn't at this point. You're losing, your point guard, um, AD suffering from his injury
yep.
woes as he somehow always does, whatever. Um, But I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's just sad to see because, the Mavericks, I feel like we're doing really, really well. They were on pace to really make a little bit of noise and stay within the playing game. But
Right,
now you just give Phoenix, I feel like that opportunity to slide into that 10th spot.
right.
You
Right.
just gave them that opportunity now. Well, I shouldn't say give them, but Phoenix is going to take advantage of the fact that Kyrie and AD are both out now.
Yeah, whatever black magic that happened over that organization after they
Yo,
traded Luca
yo,
had. It's
It's like
bad.
that is like it's genuine karma.
Like
Like that is karma to a T, brother.
there is legitimately something like a black cat
Yes.
just rolled right through that
Yes.
whole place.
Yes.
And I've never seen nothing like this before. Like every good positional player that they need is gone. No
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie, no AD. Gafford is out. Lively is out. PJ's in and out of the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sucks. Like they've
Your staple
literally
is Klay Thompson. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Clay, really.
We love Klay, probably top three greatest shooter of all time. But damn, that's not what they signed up for. I know it's not what they signed up for when they signed AD and Kyrie was doing his thing. I'm just so sad, bro. I'm so sad. Anytime we lose Kyrie just to anything and we can't see him play basketball, it makes me sad. It makes me really sad to my heart.
It just sucks. It really does. It
Yeah.
does.
And then you just knock yourself out of playoff contention now, after going to the finals last year.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows what could have happened if you guys got Luka back, but
Exactly.
this is where we are now.
This
And
is exactly where we are.
LeBron James has hit 50,000 career points for regular season and playoffs combined, which is
Mhm.
huge.
Yeah. I mean, wow, it only took him 22 years. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, no,
What
no,
he
no.
did it in 19.
Yo, yo, 21 and a half, brother. Yo, nah, nah, nah. Shout out to King, bro. Um, but I mean, like, what? Okay, it's 50,000 points, and the man
50,000,
played
yeah,
22
it's
seasons, and he's top, like, at least top 10 in every season in
in
scoring
every
in
category.
every category. Ain't
Yeah,
no reason
it's
why he shouldn't finish with like 50K and then like another like 30, 40K rebounds and then like another like 30,000 assists, bro.
that's it. This is crazy. But yeah, no, yeah, man, like that's one. I think that's one of those records that I don't think we will ever see
Never,
matched to
never.
get broken.
It'll be another 22, 23, 24 years if we even see it, if we even do,
If we even, yeah, because it's so
but
funny. You ask players if they ever see themselves playing as long as Bron, and all of them are
no.
like
Yeah.
it's almost impossible. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that's just a shout out to his commitment, just keeping his body right, keeping his mind right,
hmm
staying out the media, even like, you know what I mean, not getting himself into trouble. That's just a testament to who he is and who he has been since 18 years old when he came into the league.
yeah, yeah.
There's
Since
nothing I
young,
could take away from him for that.
mm-mm, mm-mm. So,
And they're number two in the West right now.
yeah,
Like what?
which is crazy. After they
What?
were like pretty mediocre for at least the good amount of the front half of the season. Then now lately, just being number one in defense and really ramping up, and then Luca actually finding his sea legs now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, and then LeBron looks very comfortable just playing off the ball, and he looks like he's having like a lot of fun because he doesn't have a lot of the stress anymore.
My man's could just cherry pick all the time, bro.
Yeah,
You could go and find him.
and he's actually playing really good defense as well.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Taking on big time assignments, taking on centers and things of that nature. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, he's doing his thing.
I'm just interested to see like can they sustain that in the playoffs, Seven
Yeah.
game series are grueling, They're really, really grueling. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm most looking forward to as of right now.
Yeah, yeah. So who knows? We'll see. We
Mm-hmm.
we will see. But moving on to college basketball.
Yes, sir.
Like we said, this weekend is the last weekend of the regular season, and then next week we are into conference championship week, which is going to be very, very fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But just to go through it, some it looks like some conference champions. So at Duke will at least have a share of the ACC. Houston, for the second year in a row, has won the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is just their second year in the Big 12. So
Yo, that's crazy.
this conference has went from being Kansas's conference to Houston's
Houston
conference.
Conference. Yeah, facts.
Um,
Facts.
St. John's is back on top in the Big East
Okay,
for like
okay.
the first time in
And
forever.
forever. Okay, Rick Pitino doing his thing, bro. Okay.
Love that guy, man. Rick
Yo.
Pitino's the best, bro.
Yes. That's so fire. That makes me happy, bro. That makes me happy.
Yes, yes. Michigan State looks like they will be taking the Big Ten Conference,
Hmm.
which is huge right there. They are, in my opinion, they are a sleeper team this year. So
You think so? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
If we know anything about Tom Izzo,
Facts
you know,
though. Yeah.
have his
Yeah.
boys ready.
Facts is, I mean, Tom is he always gonna find his way into the college basketball, whatever, March Madness and whatnot. He always
Mhm.
gonna find his way because he keeps his guys ready. He keeps his guys tough. Oh,
Yeah,
that's something that you could always say about Tom Izzo.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, indeed. And then Auburn, like I've been screaming out forever. They're numero uno, they took over the SEC. They are literally just like they're just those guys, you know what I mean?
Like quite literally.
Like
There's nothing else to it. Like they're just them.
no, like in literally in quad one games, bro.
Hmm.
They are 15-3.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's nasty.
They are 15-3. I actually seen something on Twitter. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was the records of some of the top teams in quad ones. So Auburn is 15-3, Duke is 6-3, Houston 9-3, Tennessee 9-6, Florida 7-4, St. John's 3-4, Alabama 9-7, Michigan State 10-4, Texas Tech 7-5, Iowa State 6-6.
They're 5 to 6 games ahead of everybody in quad one wins. That's disgusting,
Dude,
dude.
dude, they could lose to Alabama this upcoming weekend, and then they could possibly, and if they don't even make it to conference championship,
Hmm.
I think that they would still be comfortably number one.
You would have to be. They would still have to be. They're the best team right now, number one. And we all know how these committees do their things and whatnot. But even the fact that they could lose to Bama this weekend and still be number one,
They'll be number one is
and
crazy.
then not even possibly hypothetically make the conference championship and still be number one.
Yeah. Shows just far,
Oh
just how
boy.
far ahead they are to everybody.
That's a team that they know what they want right now, bro, and
Yeah.
they gonna get it done. I really feel like that they're the favorites to win everything, you know.
And it's mainly because, they've dominated their conference as
Hmm.
well.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
In the conference they are 15-2,
Disgusting.
only losing to Florida, and they lost Wednesday night to Texas A&M
Hmm.
on their senior on Texas A&M senior night, but other than that, like no one else is really touching these guys.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So yes, Auburn deservingly will more than likely stay at the number one spot. Even though Auburn is number two in the net rankings, Duke is actually number one in the net
Wow.
rankings. So yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But all of that is, computer generated because even in Ken Palm, they're number one.
Hmm.
And that if for those who don't know what Ken Palm is, it's basically just a mixture of computer numbers with your adjusted offensive rating, adjusted defensive rating, um, adjusted tempo. They even factors in your luck also as well. Yeah, yeah,
Really?
which is
That's
kind of
crazy.
crazy. But
How do you like
how do you factor?
quantify luck?
I don't even know actually. That's the crazy part. I actually don't know how to quantify luck, but
You
any
can't.
any championship team will tell you that you need some type of luck to
You
get to
need
where you
some.
need to go.
All right, so I have a question. If it's Auburn and Duke in the final, whatever, they the last two. They the last two.
Hmm.
Who you got?
That's tough. That is tough.
I'm interested to see how Cooper Flag is gonna match up against Janai Broom and them. Like
So they played earlier this season at
they
Cameron
did.
Indoor.
Mm-hmm.
Duke did get
Duke
the
beat
best
them.
of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Duke did get the best of them. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know because Duke looks really good. I love their defense. The way that they're all over the place on defense. Offense, they know how to move the ball very well. Everyone gets involved. Everyone gets their touches too,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with Auburn. Auburn is a really good team, very good on the tempo wise. I love to high Pettiford, their guard coming off the bench, the Jersey
Bench,
State
yeah.
kid. He's tough, tough as they come. Like you said, Janai Broom was the man. Chad Baker Mazzara, he's really good too. So,
Hmm.
but no, that's one you're probably gonna have to ask me if we get
That's a
down.
coin. I feel like it's a coin flip right now. It's a coin
Yeah,
flip right now.
yeah, because they've basically been 1-2 the whole season.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, so
Hmm.
that'd be it's kind of like how college football was with the BCS championship.
Yes,
And now,
yes.
yeah, that's basically how it will be. But there are some sleeper teams in here though. There are definitely.
Yeah, I like how you brought up Michigan State. I see that now. I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Michigan State is a team that I like. I also like Florida. That's a really good team.
Okay.
Houston, this is their best
Houston,
shooting
yes,
team. This
yes.
this is Kelvin Sampson's best shooting team that he's ever had. They're shooting over 40%, which is like which is like one of the top in the country alone. So yeah, yeah, very very interested to see where how deep that they can go. Um shoot, my heart beats for St. John's, man, because that's not a great shooting team, but they're
Hmm.
school and they get after it.
17 and 2 in conference, bruh.
Defense, rebounding, and just out hustling the guy in front of you. That Rick Pitino, man. Just
Sometimes that's all it comes down to. Out hustle everybody on the floor. That's all
yep,
it comes down to sometimes.
yeah, yeah. Shoot, we're running out of time, but so
Hmm.
so we're gonna have to continue this next week. But yes, this weekend is the last weekend. The conference tournaments, the brackets for the conference tournaments will start coming out. I want to say either Saturday or Sunday, depending on where everybody ends up, obviously. But yes, starting Monday, Tuesday, that's when first round, second round start coming up, and yeah, bring it on, baby, bring it on.
I'm gonna predict eight eight sleeper teams that are gonna eight sleeper teams, Cinderella teams that's gonna overtake a top person, a top seeded
Copy.
team.
Okay.
I'm predicting it already. Eight.
Okay. All
Watch.
right.
Watch.
All right.
Yes,
We
sir.
will
Yes,
we will
sir.
be, we will definitely be anticipating that one.
Okay, okay. I can't wait, bro.
But yes, you already know what time it is. Yo, I'm your host, Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host, Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.